I have been creating adult content since 2009. Started with Xtube in 2009. Also started professional porn in 2009. Much to my surprise, porn was something that I never thought of going into, but that was definitely the magic year for me. That's where it all began. I would have to say is the ability to meet other people, meet other porn actors, meet other adult workers, sex workers, um, engaging with my viewers, meeting all kinds of viewers around the world, um, fans, viewers, all of that. And it's just, it's a world of people that you probably otherwise wouldn't have been able to meet. Um, also, I'm able to give people fantasy, make them happy, and that's something. When you do that, you're doing your job well done. Um, because everybody has a fantasy, and everybody wants to get off. So when you fulfill that fantasy, it puts a smile on their face. Definitely. I'm so glad I get to answer this one. The industry has not changed me, and that is one thing that I've held true ever since I started working in porn, working in the adult industry. The very first day that I started, I told myself, I will never have an attitude. I will never put myself above other people. Um, I will not think that I'm better than other people. To this day, I've held that true. I've never, ever put myself on a pedestal because I'm not better than anybody else. I do porn, I do adult content. It's a job, and I'm not one of those people that thinks that my shit doesn't stink. I'm just a regular Joe, just like anybody else. This is a job. I'm not better than anybody else, so it has not changed me. I've held those values all the way through, and it's made me a better person, and it's definitely made me more likable because it's real. I would say don't do it. Don't get into porn. It's a fucking nightmare. Actually, no, I'm kidding. I would say inform yourself, educate yourself, be wary of everything that comes along with the territory. Know what you're getting into. It's definitely not for everyone. And just because you have a big dick, big tits, nice ass, does not mean that you're going to succeed in porn. You have to have the ability to listen. You have to have the ability to be social and engage with people. There's so many factors that create that big picture. If you don't have all those qualities, you're not going to succeed. Like I said, it's more than just physical. For example, if you're applying to be a porn actor, all right, you need to, obviously have good looks. Good looks, that's part of it, but it's only a fraction. You can have the biggest dick and be an asshole, and no one will want to work with you. The bottom line is, say for example, you go to fill out an application, for a porn studio. You need to follow all those directions, okay? When the application asks certain questions, you need to answer them fully and completely. One of the things casting directors look for is if you fill that form out completely and the best of your ability, honestly. And if you don't fill it out, this is one of the things, like, that basically indicates you can't follow directions. And if you can't follow directions on a simple application, you're never going to be able to follow directions on a live set. So, it's the ability to follow directions, work with other people, get along with other people, and make everybody's life and job a lot easier. So, it is what you make of it. It's a lot of hard work, and you can do it if you really want to, but don't think it's going to be, an overnight get rich quick sort of thing, because it's not. In my world, I do. My world is pretty much everyone that is in the adult industry. Friends that are not in the adult industry obviously watch porn. Um, so I think it is socially acceptable. I really don't have much contact with people that are against porn. Um, at least that I know of. Um, and secretly deep down inside, I think everybody watches porn. Um, whether they want to admit it or not. Porn has been around for eons, and everybody's got to get off. It's human nature to get off. There are people that obviously don't watch porn. They might read erotica or whatever to get off, to each their own. But I would say majority of people watch porn, so it's got to be accepted, whether people want to admit that or not. Xtube was the very first place that I started. You know, it was, you know, the seed. It was is what planted the seed. Like I said, back in 2009, that's when I started, and I remember seeing Xtube, Xtube.com, and I saw the webcamming, and I'm thinking, I wonder if I could do that. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try it. So I bought the most expensive webcam at the time, and had no clue what I was doing or was going to do. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy the most expensive webcam, and I'm gonna make that money back. And sure enough, I did, and I did really well, and I had a receptive audience, and you know, grew my name, and it all started from there. Um, you know, the traffic on Xtube has been amazing since day one, and it really helped me grow as a performer, as a porn performer. You know, it's like I always tell people that I gained much of my audience and fan base starting with Xtube, because the amount of hits that you get on the videos are just overwhelming. You know, and this is in comparison to other similar sites as well. Um, you know, even when I did performer training for another campsite, I always told people create an Xtube account. If you want to create a fan base, Xtube is the way to go because you're going to get thousands, hundreds of views, and it's so helpful to grow as a porn actor or a camp performer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, you know, I always say this in my live shows. I always thank my viewers. I always engage with my viewers because without them, I'd be nothing. I mean, as cliche as that sounds, it takes two. I could not do this on my own. You know, I need an audience. You know, without my audience, I can't do a show by myself, a live show. I can't, you know, do porn content or video content if I didn't have that fan base and viewer base. They are the bread and butter. Um, so without them, you know, I wouldn't be winning awards. None of that stuff. You know, and I value that because, again, it takes two, me and them. Without them, I'd be nothing. Personally, honestly, I do not. I do what I do, and it is what it is. However, throughout the years, I get so many messages of people telling me that I'm their role model, that they look up to me, that they want to be like me, um, and they thank me, you know, because, you know, whether they were insecure about going on cam or, you know, unable to take large toys, whatever it may be. Um, you know, they said that I gave them the inspiration to do the things they would not have normally done. You know, and my first reaction is, why do I always get blamed for everything? You know, obviously teasing them, but you know, and if I'm doing that, I'm not aware that I'm doing that because it's not something obviously I'm seeking to do. But you know, it's a good feeling when people say that, because I guess I'm helping them in some way. So people do look up to me, and you know, I just think of myself as a regular Joe, and I'm doing my job, and that's it. But you know, if it's making someone else happy and pushing them along as, you know, to be a better person and to do better things within their sexual realm, then you know what? My job is done. All right, this is an easy one. And I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this, but I'm just going to be out and honest because it was the most embarrassing time in my life in the adult industry. Many years ago, I was doing a live show on another site, and at the time, I would always party on cam. And the substances that I partied with were completely legal. So, you know, that was part of my show. I was doing completely legal substances that were legal all in the USA. Well, when I did the combination of these two substances, I went down and, you know, did the substance. I won't go into detail what they were, but I went down, did the substance, and when I came up, my face went up in flames. Now, one of the substances that I used was flammable. The other had an ember of glowing heat, and that ember of glowing heat lit the rag that was in my mouth, and my. Now, mind you, this is in front of at least 300 or 400 viewers. My face goes up in flames. I'm in total shock, like, oh shit, trying to blow it out. And of course, like, the towel in my mouth is on fire, and then towels next to me started catching on fire. I was able to stamp them out, but like, how do you cover that up? How to cover up a fire on your face? So I had these burns, and people are in shock. They're like, oh my god, are you alright? Are you alright? And I'm like, yeah, relax, I'm fine. Meanwhile, my face is all burned, and I'm like, you know, you can't cover that up. You just can't. Um, but I pulled it off. I finished the show, and after that, like, I learned my lesson. Like, one of the substances that I used, like, I knew, like, aerosols are flammable, but I didn't realize that they were that flammable. But after that lesson was learned, and I've never had another fire on my face. Thank God. Yeah, I believe I've answered all the questions. Thank you, Xtube. I love you. Mwah.